Good morning, everyone. I am so super excited today to actually get to meet Cindy. I keep wanting to say Sydney. Sorry, I'm going to do that a lot. I stutter over this one. But I have been so inspired by her journey, and she has the most amazing stories, and I cannot wait for you guys to meet her and for you to get to interact a little bit with her. So we're going to, whenever she is able to hop on, I'm going to go ahead and add her, and we'll be able to talk back and forth. She will be able to see any of your questions at the bottom of the screen. So we will be dealing with that. And we're just going to basically chit chat. That's all we really do here. Hey Teej, how are you, baby? I am really excited for this new segment every couple of weeks. Getting to get to know you individually, one-on-one. It's not just mods. So if you want to be interviewed with me to sit and talk about your story and talk about everything that you're doing, PM Chastity Watson Cooper, and I always get those two fucked up, so I apologize for that, Chas. PM her, and she will be able to add you to the schedule. I think right now we are out into December, but that's great. That means that we have this many people who want to, hey baby, to actually interact and participate and be a part of being a part of Ohana, being a part of this team, being a part of this family, to interact with you. It's not just me and the mods doing all this stuff, you guys. It's you. We're just here to protect the family. We are here to kind of nudge it and guide it where it needs to go. But it's its own living, breathing thing, and it's you guys that make it that. Some of you, if you love to write, please get with Amanda Robinson. She is our PR, and we would love to hear from Ellen or Oprah or anybody else to kind of get our story out there and let it be known that bariatric weight loss is not a negative thing, and that there are positive people out in the world willing to navigate you through all of that. So we are, I had the most incredible meeting yesterday with Dawn from Slimpressions, which please, if you don't have, go get. Hey Chassie, because it builds your confidence up. They're amazing. You can run with them on. I love it because I can put on the shirt and I can run, and this isn't gonna, it hurts, right? So it stops that from happening. You guys don't even know. I literally wake up and just say, hey, welcome. You're lucky I have a bra on today. I was questionable there for a minute. Anyway, so I had this great interview or meeting with Dawn, and she introduced me to Kristen of Bariatric Mindset. We're going to be working closely with all of them. We are forming a team. Same with Jennifer Knott of the Mindful Eating Challenge. These are women that I not only trust, but we can really help each other. I can give them the audience that they need with you guys, and they can give us more credibility to be able to get out there, get our name out there, and be more inspired. I am still waiting for, let me see if I can do this. Hold on guys, 1 second. I'm messing around with stuff. Your viewers. Invite. Hold on, still fiddling. Hold on 1 second. Let me see if I can find her. Cindy, honey, I can't find you. Oops, I'm pushing all kinds of buttons, guys. Hold on, I'm trying to figure this shit out. Hey, there we are. Okay. Learning as I go. Chassie, can you send Cindy a message and ask her to please pop on and request to join the interview so we could start talking with her? Um, it's just now 10:30, so we're good. But I really want to um, talk with her. I'm so excited. Cindy lives in Washington State, where I was born and raised, and I miss home. I mean, don't get me wrong, I will never live there again. My life has been so much happier being here, and the weather is by far so much better. But I miss this, when you're born and raised in one place, you miss seeing the sights that are familiar to you. So for me, it's my mountain. I miss seeing Mount Rainier. I miss seeing the entire Cascade Mountain Range, and I miss seeing all the weird Indian names of towns that you drive through, like, Issaquah and Puyallup and Snoqualmie. So, I miss seeing things that just, oh yeah, home. So whenever I get to talk to her, she's always sending me pictures of my mountain, and she's always talking to me of home. So I love. Christy, you're in Spokane. Welcome to the other side of the world, according to Pacific Northwest. You know what, girl? Let me tell you. Chris is from New York, and I've got two bucket list places on my life that I want to go. One is New York, and one is Ireland, and I will eventually get there. Okay, I got her, sweetie. I'm gonna go ahead and add her on. Hold on one second. See how our connections work. It's all trial. Sometimes we have difficulties. Hey, gorgeous.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing so good. I wish I could just reach through this phone and hug you.
Okay.
Hi, my darling. You are up awful early this morning. How's it?
It's a little chilly, but not bad.
Good. That's new. Usually it's freezing this early in the morning.
Well, there's three cats in this house.
They'll keep you warm. I tell my
Yes.
husband we're gonna change his cat's name from Fat Ass to Slippers, and eventually I'll just wear him around the house. Cats. I'm just terrible. All right, sweetie. Let's start this. How old are you?
I am 46.
Very nice. And what are your stats? Give me a digit.
So my highest weight, I started, it's over 380. And then my surgery weight was close to 360 or so.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm down to 300. I was down to 265, but I put on some weight.
We all do. Don't even worry. And I want to take a minute to sidestep that. Guys, I've put on 40 pounds since my surgery. Just know it's lifelong. It's a journey. It's going to happen. You're going to gain weight. You're going to lose weight. You're going to gain weight. You're going to lose weight. You didn't get off that hamster wheel. You've just learned that you're
Right.
capable of doing it. So you're capable of doing it again. That's
Right.
what I have to tell myself anyway. That's what I have to remind myself. So, do you have a specific goal weight that you're interested in?
I want to get down to 220 if I
Very
can.
nice. And how's your knee?
That's how much I weighed when I left the army. So.
Right. Have you been experimenting with different workouts considering your kind of limited movement?
I try to go for walks when I can. Uh, just it's been difficult now with working.
Right.
My schedule is all over the map. Some days I'll open, some days I'll close, and I have to drive sometimes an hour to get to where I'm working.
Very cool. Who was your doctor?
Dr. Hunter, out of Virginia Mason.
Okay. And what surgery did you have?
I had the sleeve.
Why did you choose that?
To be honest, that's all we ever talked about was getting the sleeve. We didn't talk about any other
See,
options.
for me, I was given all the options, but we were paying out of pocket. So
Mhm.
my doctor kept saying, you really need the RNY. You really need the RNY. You have too much weight to lose, and the sleeve's not going to do that for you. And I kept saying to him, just get 100 pounds off me. I can do the rest. Just get 100 pounds off me. I can do the rest. I'm capable of doing this, and I want to do this. And there's always those naysayers. They always have a little bit of doubt in there. And it's like, all right, let me show you.
Right,
That's what life's about. Life's about saying, all right, fuck you. Let me show you.
right.
You know? Um, what was your why for surgery?
Um, I had really bad neuropathy.
What's
My feet
neuropathy?
were in so much pain. My nerves are basically dying in my extremities. So my feet were numb and on fire at the same
Dude,
time.
that's what I've been having.
To
Totally what my
Yeah, it
issue's been, especially throughout this area.
uh-huh.
And my feet. My feet, I have to stop running because I'll go running and all of a sudden I can't feel my feet. I feel like I've got fire
Yeah,
ants in my feet.
yeah.
Wow. Okay.
It's
Well, I will.
that's yeah, those are the symptoms of neuropathy,
So who
yeah.
do I see for that?
Um
A neurologist?
Gabapentin is your primary care should be able to take care of that and just put you on gabapentin for a little
Oh, I
bit
can't take
and see
that.
if that helps.
They have me on Lyrica. I
Oh,
can't take gabapentin. Apparently, um, for some reason, the women in my family are allergic to it. My grandma took it, got up in the middle of the night, woke my sister up fully dressed, and was like, "Come on, we're going to the store." She was sleepwalking, so it's like, "No, grandma, it's 11 o'clock. You go back to bed, take off your clothes, you just don't leave the house." Shelly
right.
wants to know what can cause the neuropathy for you. Was
Um
it the military?
Actually it's from diabetes.
Really?
That's the primary cause for it. So
Or
I had type 2
you do?
diabetes.
Did that
Yeah, well I did.
is that something that I'm not? Excuse my ignorance on diabetes. I know there's several different um,
Hmm.
1, 2, and I don't know all of that, and I don't understand the whole A1C. I don't get all of that. But is your form something that will eventually go into remission as you lose weight, or is this one that
Yeah,
you'll
type
have
2 will.
always?
Type 1 is where your body is not producing enough insulin, and there's unfortunately that's going to be a lifelong thing. That they used to call it childhood
Okay,
diabetes,
okay.
and now yeah, and now you have type 2, which is insulin resistance. So your body's producing insulin but not absorbing it,
Oh,
and that's what I had was the type 2.
okay. And now that is the one that if you drop the weight, your body has the potential to
Correct.
readjust and you can get off the medication. Well, that's
Right.
awesome. I'm sorry about the neuropathy because I totally understand that now. I mean, I've tried to explain it to people and it's so hard because it's like, how do you explain that you're completely numb, but it feels like you're sticking your foot inside a bucket of frozen snow?
Right.
I mean,
Yeah, and
but
mine
it's
was
not
so
that
bad that
kind of numb because it's like fire numb. It's
yeah,
weird.
yeah.
It is so weird. Have you what triggered your weight gain?
So there were a couple things for me. So I started putting on weight when I left the military because I wasn't exercising all the
And
time.
that's a key thing
And
that people forget. I've been doing that. That's how I put on my 40 pounds. I've been eating like I've been running marathons. And I haven't been
yep,
running shit.
right.
you know.
Um, yeah, I when I was in the army, I could eat easily for one meal 3,000 calories
Oh,
because I'd burn that off.
that's a trip to McDonald's, man. Right? But in the
Yeah,
military, you are burning 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 calories because people don't stop to realize it's not just you doing the exercises. but you're doing all this shit with an added 50, 60 pounds of crap strapped to you.
Right.
You know, and so when you're dealing with that much added weight, you're burning calories so much faster than if you were just working out.
Right. And even though you do your workout in the morning for, hour, 2 hours, whatever it is, you're still working out the rest of the
Right.
day because you still have to put on all that gear and still go do all your exercise, and the work and stuff. So excuse the cat. She doesn't understand that she's on
Oh,
camera.
that's okay.
So
I've got 2 dogs that heard the ding and they're
yeah,
trying to figure out why the hell I'm not taking selfies.
right.
Camera whores,
So this is my sleep
both of
kitty.
them.
This is the one that likes to curl up at me when I sleep all the time.
Yeah. Girlfriend, we took her to the dog park yesterday for our Peacocks Fly, and it was the first time we let her off leash in a dog park. This little
Hmm.
shit's like a fucking bullet, man. I didn't realize she looks like a pig. Okay, she looks like a potbelly pig, but she moves like a damn bullet. And I was like, oh my
Right.
God, she's never allowed to be off leash when we're anywhere because I will never catch her, ever. She is horrible. So were you overweight as a child?
No, I was actually underweight as a child. I joined the army at 165 pounds when I was 17.
Wow. And how tall are you?
I was 6'1" then. I'm 6'2" now.
Right. So I mean, lanky.
Yeah. Yep. I could hide behind a pencil.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally understand that. Did you have issues? Um, you know how we now have issues seeing our body at a smaller size when we always picture it bigger? Did you have the reverse effect? Did you have a hard time seeing your body bigger?
Yeah, sometimes.
Because you
It
would
was
look and
easier
still
because
see that pencil thin, even though you are no longer
yeah,
pencil thin, because that's your because guys,
that
it's a
was my
mind
norm.
fuck. It works both ways. Your brain
Right.
runs on muscle memory, so it's trained to know your spatial recognition your whole life. So if you're pencil thin your whole life, it doesn't know how to process wider space for you. That's like for me
Right.
now, I'm like, you look at something and I'm like, oh, I don't know if I can fit in that. If I sit in that, is it going to break? And it's just that muscle memory from years of training your brain to associate what your body might do to the environment.
Right.
So was
Yep.
what was the trigger? What was the, oh my God, I this is what I have to do.
So, my brother did the had the sleeve done also,
Mm-hmm.
and he actually lost a lot of weight. He's also in
Right.
family, um, and he lost a ton of weight. And my doctors kept telling me I should do it, and he kept telling me I should do it. So I decided I was going to start doing it. And then, like almost within a week or so after deciding, that's when the neuropathy hit.
So it was
And it
just a
takes,
confirmation
yeah,
for you.
yeah. I was already on insulin, and I was taking some metformin and things like that, and it was getting worse even during the pre-op stages. There was nothing I could do to stop it. I kept having to get more and more insulin. And I changed my diet, and I was doing the exercise, and my numbers were getting worse.
Right. I get that. And a lot of people don't understand. I've come to terms with the fact that we all hear surgery is the easy way out. And I started saying, yes, it was the easy way out. It was the easy way for me to make this decision to save my life and be healthier. That was easy. Everything else that I've had to do to fulfill that dream has been hard. So when
Hmm.
people say surgery is the easy way out, you're absolutely right. It is. It was easy for me to make that decision to save my life. It should be
Yeah.
easy for everyone to make that decision because, as we all know, surgery is our last resort. No one wakes up one morning and says, oh, I think I'm going to have surgery for the first time and never diet and never move.
Right.
That is not how it works. So surgery is
Right.
no one's first resort for everything. Missy wants to know, how long was your surgery? How long ago?
Oh,
How long ago?
I had it in the end of October 2015.
So you and I are actually pretty close because mine was June of 2015. So
Oh,
we're
okay.
pretty close on when we both started this path, which is actually pretty
Right.
cool. Okay. So how do you feel you were treated as an overweight individual? Do you feel like people you know, you have a you have a an additional um I don't even know
Challenge?
what you want to call it. You know, being a transgender, people already label you. So they already
Right.
put you in a box and already blinders on, you know. How
Hmm.
how has the um how do you feel that aside, you've been treated as an overweight person, not as a
Um,
transgender overweight person, but just
right.
as an overweight person?
Um, for the most part, I don't think I was treated overly differently than before. Uh, but I also didn't really do a whole lot to be to try to do anything that was different, with the exception of trying to fly. Um, I never really tried to go on roller coasters, so I didn't worry about that. Um, I already knew what I could and couldn't do. Um, I already had problems being ultra thin as a kid trying to get dates, and when I got older, it didn't change.
Right,
So, being overweight doesn't make it any better.
right,
It's all about the confidence,
right.
so, you know, um, and I think part of things for me anyways, I focus a lot on my capabilities, and I focus a lot on work. And so, work, I've always was treated well with work.
Because
So I
work is usually based off of your ethic,
right,
and that's why for me, in regards to family, it is always I get to fall in love with people's soul, because all you are is a little bubble on a screen with some text. So
right,
family doesn't give you the opportunity to discriminate against someone, because you are just you get to fall in love with the person. You don't have to worry about
right,
the shell. You just get to focus on the soul. And that
right.
is what I've fallen in love with most about family. And there are some people, we fucking boot really fast because I see their soul and I'm like, you gotta go. You are
Hmm.
toxic. You cannot be here.
Yeah,
And you can see that. And it's not just in the words that they write, it's in the kindness and gesture that is offered. Cindy is always one to first be there and say, it's okay. We'll get through it. We're going to make it. We're going to do it. Life's going to be okay. She had, you had, ugh, I can't even tell you. I mean, the last 6, 7 months, life for you has just, it's hammered at you. And no matter how much you got down, you always got back up, said, fuck it, I'm going to do this. And I admire the hell out of that. It's your ethic.
it wasn't easy.
No, and it never is. It is
Right.
staring your demons in the eye, because that's what's knocking you down, is your demons. They're your
Hmm.
insecurities. That's what makes you feel down here. When you stop and you look at them in the eye and say, oh, fuck no, I'm not going to allow this person to treat me like this because I'm worth more. Me,
Right.
I'm worth this. You don't get to put that on me. And I really feel, Chassie, you're so I love that you and Ryder, Chassie just read about Ryder. I love that you and Ryder have this um, ability to help each other because he is young, starting out in a teen world, a transgender teen world,
Hmm.
which from our generation is a lot more open to it. I think. I
Oh
I,
yeah.
I think it's because we're learning as a society that you don't have to hate somebody. You can disagree with their decisions, but it doesn't
Right.
have to tip over to the scales of hate. So I
Hmm.
see a lot of that in our younger kids getting that. And I think a lot of that is our generation teaching them that. It's nice to see.
Yeah.
Because I would like to talk to you about your transgender change and how that feels for you. Is that something you're comfortable with us talking about today, or do you want us to
Yeah.
focus on just your weight loss journey?
I can talk
Okay.
about this. Yeah, it's not a
I
problem.
don't want to cause you any anxiety. I know you're getting ready to go to work. So
Right.
um I applaud the hell out of you, because not only does it take immense courage to look the entire world in the eye and say, fuck you, I'm going to be happy. Daily, that inspires me. Every time I see you being you, dressed as you are, stunning
Hmm.
as you are, the confidence that you have as you are, I, this little light in me just goes, I get so happy seeing you in your state. Oops, sorry, the dogs decided now's the time to start roughhousing on the back deck. We're gonna have little
Because they know
earthquakes.
there's a cat
um,
you know there's a cat nearby. They want to chase the cat.
yeah,
So,
probably. Okay, so when did you realize that you were female?
um, it's difficult because growing up, I knew something was different, but I grew up in the 70s and 80s. I didn't know any of this
Well,
stuff.
that's what I mean with this
You know?
generation
Yeah.
changing. We've we're discussing it. It's no longer closet.
Right.
You know, it's out there. It's not acceptable. I wish it was, but we're still dealing with a lot of old school prejudice. But it's
Right.
talked about, and
Hmm.
that's where change happens. So that's why it's important
Right.
for me to want to talk to you about this. Were you
Right.
a teenager when you were like, this is wrong, or were you more like 7, 8? I mean, what was it for you?
Um, I was probably around 10 or 11 when I started to realize something was different. Uh, but I really couldn't vocalize any of it. I had a lot of issues with my mom when I was growing up. My parents got divorced, and my mom was in a very toxic, abusive relationship, to the point where she had to send my brother and I away because our lives were in danger.
Oh wow.
Um, and then so I went from there to live with my dad, who had just remarried, and now there's two more kids in the family that we don't know, and so it's like a Brady Bunch situation, but it doesn't have that sitcom feel to it.
Oh god,
And
and it never does,
yeah,
because that world does
right,
not exist. Roseanne,
right,
that world exists.
right, right, so,
Leave It to Beaver, that shit does not exist.
right.
It didn't exist
Um,
then.
so when I
It didn't exist then
right,
either. But by God, they were going to make the world think like it did.
right. So when I went to live with my dad, um, we had some problems there as well. Not with my dad and my stepmom, but with I was almost 11 years old and moved to a new state, new school, new friends. Everything was new and different, and that's when one of my neighbors uh, I was friends with the younger kid, and his older brother and his mom decided that's when they were going to go ahead and start molesting me. And I hid from everybody at this point, and nobody knew what was going
Right.
on. All they knew was they didn't know to look for that also as a trigger for anxiety for me.
Right.
And so I started to retreat because who's going to think the world's going to throw one more horrible thing at this kid?
Right. Well,
You
and not only that, but as a child, you already at that age feel like your world has fallen apart because your life has been
know?
completely uprooted. Everybody's emotions are already running very high on the surface. Anger and hostility is probably at the top of the list, being that it's divorce and moving and this and that and everything else. As a child, you do not feel safe enough to come forward and say, hey, this person is molesting me.
Right.
Especially when
You
you
know,
have
and I
that
also,
person, I'm sure probably you can't say anything, fear factor, there's no words. It's
yeah. Well, the younger kid was one of my best friends too. And so if I say something, I can't spend time with my best
right.
friend. And that was a sacrifice I was willing to make
It's
to be with
your
the
one
very few
safe
friends I have.
place. He was your safe
Yeah.
place. You didn't want to give up the opportunity of your safe place. Baby, I get that. You had one
Hmm.
friend in the world. The problem is to get to him, somebody made something very ugly happen.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
Um,
go ahead.
but then, so from there, I already knew since I was a toddler I was going to go in the military. And
Family tradition.
at this point, um, I don't think it was like pushed on me as a tradition. I grew up. My both of my parents were in the
Okay.
military, and then all their parents were in the military. And so it's what I knew. It's what I wanted to do. I love everything about well, not everything about my country, but I love my
I get
country.
that.
I love the potential. Yeah, I love the potential that this country
Right.
has compared to other
I agree.
countries. And I wanted to do something to give back to the people that gave to me. And so I knew that's what I wanted to do my entire life. But at this point, I'm finding out now when I go in the military, if anybody finds out that I'm different, I cannot have my dream. So now I have to bottle that up
Because
too.
you were in the military during Don't Ask, Don't Tell.
Before Don't Ask, Don't Tell.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I was in when Clinton was discussing with the troops about the
Which is
policy.
a bull.
Um,
I'm not going to do political because
right.
that's not, there's no politics are never good. But I will say
Right.
this. Um, when you have to limit somebody's right to be a human being and their pursuit of
Hmm.
happiness, there's something wrong with the policy.
Hmm. Yeah.
We all
You know,
deserve the right to find happiness, whatever it means to us.
right. Yeah, I think that it was at the time. I think it was a necessary policy, and I think it's led to better
I
things.
agree. It brought forth, it shined a light on something. So
Yeah.
it served a purpose.
Hmm.
I was ever so happy when it was over, though.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think that it's different when you're trying to integrate different races into the military
Right.
because
And that's the other thing is when did you, forgive me for wording this way, please don't ever think I'm being
uh,
racist or whatever, because I you
mhm,
know me, I'm so not. I don't know how to word
right.
stuff sometimes. When did you first fully dress as a woman, and what was that made you say, yeah, this is it, this is who I am?
Um, I was a kid and I would steal clothes,
Okay.
to see how they feel and stuff
Right.
like that. Um, and then gosh, I was probably in my late 20s, early 30s when I started to experiment a little bit more on my own.
Hmm.
Um, but I didn't really start to push this until just a few years ago.
And in the
So,
last 6 months, a lot. And it is
oh yeah,
so great to see. I know that you have to work in a little bit, so I will talk to you all day. So when you need to go, just say, okay, I got to get ready. I got to go. For your job, do they know that you're
hmm
transgender? Oh,
no, no, I didn't tell them that.
I mean, it's none of
I
their
wasn't
business,
sure.
but
Yeah.
Chastity had said something about you having to change your clothes into your,
hmm
I don't even, I don't want to call it your male
Well, I have to.
persona because
Right,
that's not what it is. Um,
right.
it's what the world wants you to be. So,
Yeah. Well, I also will have to change for work anyway. I can't wear this to
well,
work. So, yeah,
bitch, please, I do.
be
I wear
nice.
my jammies to work
Yeah,
every motherfucking chance I get. But I wipe noses and asses for a living, so they really
right.
they don't care what you're in. But yeah, I get that. Does it frustrate you though to have to be male?
Sometimes, because a lot of people don't realize in the pharmacy, it can be strangely enough dangerous. There are people who are seeking drugs, and some of them can be dangerous depending on where I'm going. And if I present as a large male, I'm safer, and the people around me are safer.
I understand, and that I completely I, I get that. It's
Yeah,
it's like opposite effect of when I go into the hardware store, which hey, we all know I own Home Depot.
right,
Or if I go into the car store because I have tits, automatically I'm stupid and I don't understand anything about any of the machinery.
right.
It's that same reverse oh shit, there's a big dude right there. I better be on my P's and Q's.
You're right.
But if
Yeah,
you were dressed as you would automatically be a target.
I would probably be a bigger
Oh,
target
absolutely.
because they would see me as weaker.
Absolutely. Which is that not just your shell hasn't changed. So what the fuck does it
Right,
matter if it's in a dress or in pants?
right. I mean, cotton is cotton, right?
Correct. Exactly. And so I was just these interviews are great because curiosity killed the cat, and so I will ask you a
Right.
billion questions. And please, anybody, whenever we do these things, if I ask you a question that you do not want to answer, by all means say, you know what, that's not something I really want to answer. I'm not going to force the issue. I'm just going down. I'm Alice in Wonderland going down the rabbit hole. So
Right.
we just go where we go. I send
Right.
everybody a set questions list, but as you can tell, I left field a lot. So,
Right.
because you get to talking and it's like, oh, well, what about this? And oh, what about that? So,
Right.
I have to know as transgender, I don't want to ask your sexual orientation. That's not what I'm trying to get at. But
hmm
I'm also kind of a yenta, which I don't know if you know what that is, but Jewish. I stole this from my Jewish family.
Yeah. I
Uh,
was in I was in Fiddler on the Roof.
Yeah, Yenta's a Jewish matchmaker. So
Yes.
I gotta ask because I don't want you being lonely. You're too fucking awesome. Um, do you prefer male company? Do you prefer female company, or do you prefer both?
Um, I think a lot about mail company. I don't really have anybody that I connect with right now. I got so many other things I'm
No,
focused on.
right. I mean,
That's
it's the
yeah,
last thing on your mind, and I totally get that.
right. Yeah. But for a while when I was trying to be two different people, if I was presenting as male, then I would prefer women, and when I presented as female, I wanted to be with men. And now I just think more and more about it, and I just want to present as female, and I can find everybody attractive, but I want to be with men.
Okay, I get that, and that's awesome. I was, um, Do you think when you were male with female, it was because that's what you're supposed to do as male?
Sometimes, yeah. You know, I think that I actually really did love the people that I was with too.
And
You
I
know,
totally agree. You are capable. Our souls are
yeah,
capable of loving everything, regardless
right,
of the shell. That's the part that
right,
that this is just this is just my vehicle. It doesn't matter if I'm in a Mazda or a fucking hoopty, or this is just the vehicle. You're
right.
capable of, that's why I am, some people like to have multiple partners. Your heart,
Hmm.
your soul is capable of loving more than one person.
Right.
The ability's there. So I feel whether you were, so let me put this to you. If you had two partners, one male, one female,
Hmm.
and would you stay male to be with the female, or would you ever consider being female with the female? Did I get
Um,
that right? Yeah. Sorry. Making sure,
yeah,
make sure my math was going the right way.
right. So, I think I'd rather be with the male
Okay.
as female. If I was female, yeah.
Okay. So, what are you looking for in a dude?
Uh, um, 7 or 8. So
Really old with a lot of money.
right,
I always told my family I would have either a little black baby or a little redheaded baby. I married a redhead, but we have no babies, so I was always teasing, saying maybe we should adopt a little black baby, and then I have all my shit together.
right. Get a little redheaded black baby.
Right? It's like, oh, I want to smush them. All those cute little rolls. What is your favorite segment on Family, and why?
Um, I read just bits and pieces of most of them. I like to read about the confessionals to just see what other people experience. Um, and but I also like the tea dance. And then I like uh, the my brain didn't kick in this
It's
morning.
okay.
The different segments on food and stuff
Mhm.
like that. Some different ideas that people can do, like the late night snacks and stuff like
Right,
that. You know, because I have a rotating schedule. You know, late night snacks are important for me.
right. But you want to make sure that they're healthy ones. You
Right,
know, um, that is one thing about Family that I absolutely love. People ask me where we're located, and I say wherever Facebook is.
right.
If you're having an issue at 2 o'clock in the morning, we're there. If you're
Hmm.
having a non-scale victory at 5 a.m., we're there. I honestly, I get every post that is posted on Family. I get notification for every person that makes a post on
Right,
Family. So, you know, I always kind of giggle because it's like people try to get away with shit sometimes. And I'm like, I see everything. Okay. Not only do I see everything, but if you're in a different group, I see that too because I got 16,000 tattletales. So,
right,
I got shit everywhere, which is great. Um, but in the same aspect, it's exhausting because people forget that I'm one person trying to solve everybody's damn problems, and it gets tiring after a while. Was your family supportive
of the surgery. Yes.
of
Yeah.
anything? Are you still struggling? Because support doesn't have to be just weight loss, as we all know. That's just one part of the whole big picture.
Right. So they were really supportive. I didn't really tell anybody until I got closer, just because I wasn't trying to hide it. I was just so busy working on
Right.
different things, and I don't have a strong connection to my family. So, and part of that comes with the fear of being trans around everybody.
Does your family
Um,
know?
they know now. Well, my mom and dad know.
And what was
Um,
their reaction to that?
um, my dad hasn't changed at all. So he has not changed at all how he's treated me, which is exactly what I want, to be honest. So, and
I'm
my mom
sorry,
has opened up more. So,
I love that because your dad was military, and
hmm.
being gay or transgender or anything other than heterosexual to
Right.
most military men is a disgrace on so many levels. I want to
Hmm.
cry. The fact that your dad, he's a good man.
He is. He's a really good man. He's gone through a lot, and he's seen a lot. He's been around the world. You know, he was 32 years in the Coast Guard, so he's gone around and met a lot of people.
I am
You know,
so
so
happy that um, that's a sign of unconditional love, baby.
hmm.
And not very many of us get to actually experience that on such a level. You know, Chassie, the amount of love that she has for Ryder and how she's so advocating for all of his rights as
Hmm.
a transgender from female to male, and all the bullshit that she has to go through because he is underage. Um, I understand it, but in the same aspect, I'm frustrated by it because he should just get to be him. But the
Right.
unconditional love that she has for her son is that's what I wish everybody had.
Right.
That's why I created family, because I want everybody to understand that we don't care as long as your heart is pure, we're okay.
Hmm.
I don't care about anything
Yeah.
else. You got good soul, we got you. Sherry likes to say, "Oh, you give good loving." I'm like, yeah, I'm starting to sound like a prostitute, but hey, I'll take it. So I'm glad
Are
your
you getting
dad is
paid for it?
supportive. Um, your mom and you had a lot of issues as a kid. So has she changed at all?
Well, my stepmom and I had a lot of issues, and she is actually she's opened up more to me. My birth mom passed away a couple years
Oh,
ago.
honey, I'm sorry.
Um, oh, that's it's actually I hate to say it like this, but it's for the best. She had so many problems that she was finally at peace when she passed away.
That's good. What
So,
was the best thing that happened to you since your surgery?
since my surgery, well, besides the pain going away, um,
I know that's right. I'd rather be
uh,
sore from working
right,
out versus sore from being fat any day of my life.
right. I mean, because I was sore just sitting there. I would just sit at work and type
And ache.
and cry because my feet hurt
Oh
so
man.
bad.
Yeah.
8 hours just sitting there crying while typing.
Mm.
Um, and so, but the best thing I think is the my confidence change.
And it's been
Um,
so amazing to see. I've been so happy to see. You guys don't understand, okay? Cindy Jean started with family damn near from the beginning. I mean, pretty damn close. She was so hesitant on every post, and it took the world for us to say, just be you, just be you, you're safe here, just be you're safe, you're safe, we'll protect you. And over the last year or so, she's made several posts, and some people have been complete dicks, and we have honored what we've said, and we've removed them
mhm,
because that's not how we do in family. um, we agree everybody has the right to be happy. We don't have the right to tell you what that looks like.
mhm.
And I've loved seeing you get your full makeup was like, ah, My girl's looking good. I was so proud of you. You look so amazing.
I felt really good. I'm gonna probably do that again this year for my birthday.
Please do. I love. Do you find it difficult to find clothes for your height? Because I mean, no offense, sweetie, but you know, your shell is built like a man, so I can imagine
right,
how frustrating that might be to find women's clothes to fit your frame.
Yeah, it's so shirts are the biggest problem for me, the tops in general, just because I'm so tall. You know, for some reason, if you are plus size, you have to be short, and you have to have big boobs.
Right.
You know, it's a requirement. You have to be 5'2" and you have to have H cups. You know, if you are not, then you are broken.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, but learning how some of the clothes fit is changing how I do things. I'm learning a lot more about clothing than I ever thought I needed to know.
People have no concept of the amount of bullshit women have to go through for clothes. None.
Well, you saw my post on jeans, right?
I
the 1 trillion jeans.
Yeah. All 5'2" heavy-set women need like an additional 6 inches of length that they have to walk off or hem. But
right.
Who in this right mind hems anything anymore?
Right.
It's like, oh shit, I can't wear those jeans today. It's snowing and I don't feel like walking around with 6 inches of wet jean touching my leg all day. Right. So I get it. Right. I totally get it. What is the...
And all the jeans are essentially capris for me, so...
I know, right? And everything else for me looks like I'm swimming in it. I look like a little kid that's played dress up in mom's clothes.
Right.
Hi. What is the worst thing that has happened to you since your surgery?
I think the worst thing that happened was just shortly after the surgery when I had the reaction to the heparin, and we didn't know I was allergic to it. So I had blood clots throughout my entire body. I had a couple hours left to live when they finally found out what was going on. And I woke up in the hospital a few days after I went into the emergency room. I woke up in a different hospital, and I barely remember that. And that took several weeks to be able to get out of the hospital. And then it took several more months to be able to get back to work because I could hardly stand. I couldn't even drive.
So let me ask you this, though. Would you ever change anything and not do the surgery again, regardless, with all the complications? If you knew then what you know now,
what I know now,
would you still say, sign me up?
I would still do it. I would probably say, don't give me heparin. Right. But, other than that.
Yeah, no shit, right? No, don't give me that shit. I'm good. We'll just, I know. It's how I am with codeine now.
I know what to do. I'll be all right.
Yeah, right? I didn't know. After I took codeine before my surgery, no problem. And my orthopedic had prescribed me some when I fell out of a ladder. And, yeah, my eyes just rolled to the floor. Peacocks can't fly. Yeah. That's a load of shit. They fall and not with grace. So they gave me codeine and it made me dump. It made me sicker than shit. Do you even fucking know how hard it is to throw up and dry heave when you have bruised, busted ribs? I was in the worst pain I've ever had in my life. I think that's what decided I'm never having kids because I can't do this shit. And I'm good. But yeah, I was like, from now on, every time I go in the hospital, I'm like, no codeine. No codeine. Don't, no. The answer is no. I'm good, thanks. What dream do you hope or want to accomplish? What's your impossible? What's your, I am going to do this?
I'm kind of leaning towards a full transition if I can, but I don't know if I want to do that or not.
Can I ask you why why that would hold you up? I mean, why are you not sure you want to? Is it the fear?
There's a lot. Well, there's a lot of complications that can go with it, and then getting the coverage for it and recovery, and you need to go through a lot of therapy to make sure that this is the right path.
And you know what? I agree with that. I totally agree with that. Just like I agree with
Mhm.
all the evals that they make you do before you do weight loss surgery. Because if
Right.
you do not have a safety net for this, the potential
Yeah.
for something seriously damaging to your psyche, your body, your soul has increased because you don't have the tools to deal with the new you.
Right.
I mean,
And you can't go back and fix
right,
it. This is a one-way
right.
trip.
And I get it. So other
Yeah.
than body change wise, is that the only thing that would hold you up? That just the surgery portion of it? Is that, I mean, do you really want this, but the surgery makes you go, or are there other factors of like, okay, if I do this, I can never go back?
Um, I need to make sure that this is the path I need to go down to be happy. Um, everybody thinks that you need to do surgery to transition, but you don't.
Right. No, you don't, because
There's so much more.
it has nothing to do with going in and changing your shell.
Right.
You know, that's the whole,
Hmm.
I hate that the world runs that way. We are all
Right.
immediately um, put in a box because of our shell. And I hate that, because some of the most beautiful people in the world open their mouths and they, I'm sure I'm going to get a zillion
I think I
messages.
lost you. Oh, there you
Um, but
are.
when you're sticking somebody in a slot like that, you cause them to not have the confidence to change,
Right.
because it's just changing from one label to another label. My philosophy on life is fuck the labels. Stop putting yourself in a box. Stop allowing other people to put you in a box, and just live
Hmm.
happy. You know,
Yeah.
you
As long as you're
should
not
not
hurting
have to
anybody else.
be Cindy, transgender, da, 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 da. You know, I don't need to be Gail,
Right.
weight loss surgery. You know what I mean? Stop putting my shell in a box and judging me based on that.
Right.
I'm so much more than that. So
Hmm.
I applaud you for saying, you know what, world, fuck you. This is who I am. This is who I want to be. This is what I want to do. And come at me. I dare you. Come at me.
I'm, yeah, trying to do that.
And you're
Yeah.
doing it, baby. Every single day that you be Cindy, you be you, you be that soul. It doesn't matter if it's because you put on women's underwear underneath your clothes for the day, or you're full dressed, or you're walking around in your male persona. You are saying, this is who I am. And either you take me or you don't, but I don't give a shit. And boo, I applaud that to no end. No end. So we're gonna wrap this up with a few questions, and then we'll let the members ask if they want to. What
Okay.
words of advice would you give to pre-ops?
Um, Follow the instructions you've been given. You know, you're being told to do certain things a certain
Right.
way because that's how the surgical team does
Right.
things. Don't worry about how my surgical team did things. Worry about how your surgical team is going to do things.
And I also want to say this. Your doctors give you a plan for a reason, and all of our plans are different. And that's because all of
Right.
our DNA is different. So the way that your doctor works your plan, they're working your plan because of your labs. They're working your plan because of your physical abilities. They're working your plan based on what your body needs for your DNA, with your symptoms, with your issues. We need to stop making this journey be an overcast and start making it be individual.
Yes.
Because that's honestly what what it is. There is no right or wrong way. It's individualized. It's what works for you. And I don't know for you, but for me, I can eat carbs all day long and not gain a pound. But if I eat actually processed sugars, boom, it's coming back like that on me.
Yeah.
Might not work the same way for you. You might not be able to eat carbs because they make you put on the weight. But your DNA is
Mm-hmm.
different than mine. You're 6'2". I'm 5'2". You know, I don't need as much protein in my body as you do. I might need more sugar in my body than you do. It's so personalized. So yeah, you're absolutely right. Your doctor needs to decide what you need to do. We can help you from things that we've heard and
Mm-hmm.
learned, but always go by what your doctor says. They have your medical records. They know. I
Yep.
don't. To me, you're a bubble on a screen with a text with a problem that I've heard 1,000 times from other people. So I feel safe enough to say, go get checked for a stricture, because that's what it sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
Might not be it, but 5 other people have the same symptoms, and that's what it's turned out to be. So that's what I'm going to tell you to go try. But it might not be
Right.
it, because you're different. It could just be your
Mm-hmm.
your dragon doesn't do chicken, so it varies. So what words of encouragement do you give to post-ops?
Um, you're always going to be able to go forward. You'll have some setbacks. So, you'll take 2 or 3 steps forward, 1 step back, and then 4 steps forward, a half a step back, but you're always going forward. It's I think Mike was the one who posted basically it looked like the stock market graph. It's like bunch of ups, it's little downs, bunch of ups, little downs, and that's how everything in life is. Not just the stock market and our weight loss journey. Our entire lives are we want to have more positives than negatives.
But in order to get those positives, people forget that they're not just going to be handed to you. You have to
Right.
trudge through the negatives. I saw this meme this morning. I've been posting it everywhere because it totally got to me. It was, take the stones that people throw at you and build an empire.
Yeah, I saw that.
And that resonated so deep in me because people don't think I'm capable of doing what I said I'm going to set out and do. The thing is I'm going to change this world and I'm going to make it a better place. Hell or high water, it's gonna happen. And it's
Mm-hmm.
because I have people like you willing to share your story, willing to stand up and say, I am a member of this team because this team is my family. They're here, they're listening, they understand, they're accepting, they're kind, they're unconditional. My love is always there, and it's safe.
Mm-hmm.
We have 16,000 members. A lot of them, 90% of them, I would say, are probably overweight, have had surgery, planning on having surgery, might not have surgery, but still issues. And it all stems from not having a safe, unconditional, loving place to get the shit out that causes us to turn to the food to numb what's happening to us.
Right.
I didn't set out for that to happen. That's what the members have done. That's how you guys have shaped family. Our job is to just protect it and nudge it where it needs to go. But you members, it's you standing up and saying, I don't think I'm inspirational, but my story might be to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I get it constantly. Every single day, someone says, you're so inspirational. And I'm like, I'm just a girl trying to be a better person. I was a shitty person in my 20s. I fucked over a lot of people, and I don't want to go out that way. When I leave this world, I want people to say, you know what? She did something special. She made me stop and look at myself for just a second and realize I'm worth something. That's what I want to leave. And I get to do that because you guys create that. It's amazing. Cindy, being with you is, I'm so, I want to hug you so bad. I cannot wait to hopefully be able to come home in the next year or so and get to meet everybody at home. You and I were having a beer and a drink, and I just can't wait. We're gonna go shopping, and I'm doing your makeup, and we are so having a slumber party. It's gonna be awesome. I can't wait. One of these days is so gonna happen. Is there anything you wish to add to this discussion? What you want members to know? What you want to say? And any members that are watching, if you have any questions, post them. If we don't get to them before we sign off, it will post, and you can ask them then, and Cindy can answer at that time if you want to do personal ones. So is there anything you want to say to anybody, babe?
Not any one person in particular. I was actually just, invited into this group, and it has turned out to be one of the best things that's ever happened to me. So, and it's funny, the person that invited me, she's still in the group, but she never posts anything. So,
you know what? We have a lot of those people. Actually, I get a lot of people that will message me and say, hey, I don't post in group, but I was wondering, or I see a lot of, and so many people have been like, I got message from another group and they're going to purge their member list. And because I don't post, I'm on the list to be purged off. And I'm like, I don't give a shit if you post or not. That's not why I'm here. If you hop on for 30 seconds and you see something that makes you go, oh, then I've done my job.
yeah.
That's.
Yeah, you don't have to post anything to learn from other people.
Exactly. You can you can grow as a person by watching. That's the beauty of all of this. I'm a little jealous of your cleavage, bitch. I gotta say.
Oh.
It's impressive.
I made that.
How?
I made this.
How?
Oh, I have one of those little sticky bra things.
Do they work?
This works really well,
Is
yeah.
that the one you just
this is the one that has
the string? Oh,
yeah.
I've been itching to get one of those. Are they comfortable?
It's actually really comfortable. I got it off of Wish, and I paid like $2 plus a few dollars shipping and handling.
Wow. I'm impressed.
Wish is amazing.
And they're comfortable, and they keep you where you need to be?
Yeah, all day. I wore it all day at work one day for an 8-hour shift.
And none of the adhesive, sticky stuff makes your skin feel gross or anything?
It itched a little bit. I'm not used to wearing anything like this, and I sweat a little bit. But there's unlike some of the other ones that you get, there's a spot for the nipple, so it doesn't get all itchy.
I'm so gonna have to get some. I seriously, I was so frustrated when we were down in Gotti because my dress was pretty much see-through backless, and trying to find something that worked for that was very difficult. So I saw those and I wanted to try them, but then I saw a lot of the reviews and I was like, I don't know. But if you approve it, I'm gonna give it a shot. You look fabulous.
It's off of Wish. You just pay $2 plus $3 shipping and handling. You spend $5 to find out if you like it. I only bought one to see if I even liked it.
I'm gonna definitely give that a shot. Does anybody have any questions for Cindy before we leave? I know, right, Lori? Lori says that sounds like a great idea for my post-weight loss boobage. I tell everybody my ass and my tits are down in Mexico, and I'm going to have to pick them up in a few years. I had a breast reduction done when I was 14. So at this point, all I really had are 2 flabby pieces of skin. There's no boob. I mean, it's no different than this. I mean, you might as well just put this in a bra. I mean, that's pretty much where I am with this shit. So it's like, if I can use a product that'll do it for me and I don't have to have plastics, I totally love. You got to try the Slimpressions, boo. You're going to love that shit. I
I'm definitely going to take a look at more stuff. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
it will suck you in and make you feel, I mean, you can breathe, which I like, because if you put on Spanx, that's just, you're not moving anywhere. But it sucks in everything comfortably. So, dress wise, when you're wearing dresses, you're totally going to need one because it slims that shape, and you're built like a swimmer. You know, you're
Yeah,
very curved like a swimmer, and it would totally give you that hourglass shape. I know it would.
that's what I want is an
Yeah,
hourglass
I
shape.
know it would. Ooh, I can't wait to dress you. I'm gonna have so much fun. I love you, doll. You have an amazing day at work. Thanks for coming and talking to me today.
Oh, thank you.
If anybody has any questions for Cindy, you can post them on here and she can answer them later. Be mindful and respectful. She's very open, but if she doesn't want to answer something, then that's fine. We're not doing that. So, all my love to you, my little sister. I love you so much, and I'll talk to you later. Have a great day at work.
See you
All right,
later.
bye.
Thanks.